Hello, today I will review the 60GP, the Tier 10 Polish heavy tank. I'm rolling out here on highway and I'm going directly into the city to try to punish the enemies with my 750 alpha damage gun. So that's the main point of this tank. I would say that it has a 750 alpha damage gun. So there's only the E100 and VK72 that have a 750 alpha damage gun, but this tank's armor is also pretty unique. So here I'm rolling out, tanking this shot from the 277 and dealing 662 damage right into him. Here I'm looking a bit around, well, who to shoot, whether somebody will go out or not. So this tank mobility, this tank is, well, pretty mobile, I would say, for such, this tank is classified as like a heavy tank out of the heavy tanks, but I would say this tank is still very mobile. It can go faster than a S-Conk with modernization. So with modernization and turbine, it can go from 43 to 45 kilometers per hour, depending on what turbocharger you have installed. So here I'm just going out again, just penetrating this mouse into his lower plate. He's just looking at the 90-degree angle at me with his lower plate, so I have no trouble penetrating him. So the only problem with the gun is that it can sometimes not hit, but sometimes it can really hit very good. For example, I'm aiming out for this mouse here and I'm able to hit it, so it's pretty lucky to hit those shots and not the tracks. I'm just driving out of here because, well, it's kind of, it's not secure to be located in the town right now because they have much more enemies than we do. So, and even here I can shoot those tanks much better. Well, I am going out pretty uncarefully here, but only taking 446 damage from the mouse. And this tank has a lot of HP, and if I would have hardening on him, you can boost this tank HP up to 3000. So then you can trade even more HP. So then you can just go out, for example, on a mouse, take 500 damage, but deal 750 damage. So here another 700 damage, so this is a really good point from this tank that it has 750 alpha damage. And well, a decent DPM of 3000 for a heavy tank with this alpha damage. So 800 damage into the mouse. Now I will try to finish him off. And I'm managing to do so. So the accuracy of the gun is 0.34 I have right now. So it's, well, not as bad. Like 430U has worse accuracy. The only bad thing, if you want to say so, well, here the accuracy didn't work well. The only bad thing about the gun is that it has quite the big aiming time and not the best stabilization. But you have just to take it for such alpha damage and that caliber. It's natural to have such aiming time. The penetration on the tank isn't also the best. 317 millimeters of penetration with gold ammunition. Well, you need sometimes to aim a bit more, and you won't always penetrate the mouse into his cheek. The not gold ammunition is 250 millimeters of penetration, also not as fast, so both shell are have the same shell velocity. The second one I am mainly using to shoot through screens or just through obstacles. But then it's still complicated because the intuition time on this tank is still about 3.5 seconds. And now I'm just going in because, well, they won the whole flank here. I have to like deal as much damage as possible in this battle. Yeah, I7 got hidden right in time here. I'm aiming out for the mouse, but he angled his lower plate. But, well, his side armor was exposed, so I could easily penetrate him here. And now I'm just trying to tank the IS-7. Well, in this shot I'm not managing to do so. I'm shooting the cheek, but I have the feeling the shell went into the side of the turret or just didn't penetrate. I'm easily tanking the IS-7 here, and then I'm just angling to penetrate his upper plate. So to penetrate his upper plate has to be angled. So that's exactly what I did. And now I will probably only be able to deal one more shot. And I'm doing this by shooting the 277. And that's it for this battle. So in this battle I dealt 7,585 damage, 4 kills, 1,346 assists, 2,590 damage tanked. But it isn't like I was really trying to tank something. I was driving out just to trade my HP, and they didn't penetrate me. So that's an ace tanker with 1,354 experience. Well, it was a pretty good hit rate in this battle. 14 shots, 14 hits, 12 penetrations. So that was kind of a good issue here, that the shells flew where I shot. To sum it up, I would say this tank is a pretty universal heavy tank. It is worth to research it. It is, well, I would say easy to play, especially if you're new players, because it has random armor. I will show it later. That is difficult to penetrate, especially at long distances. So I would recommend to research this tank. The 750 alpha damage is fun on this tank. The 9th level is also decent, like what I experienced. And I will show you the armor model right now. So you see that the lower plate here is not armored. You can easily penetrate it, except you angle it and then it won't be penetratable, but the whole side will be penetratable. So at the upper plate isn't penetratable because it is a really good angle here, except this commander hatch where you can penetrate right into the front, into the middle here. So that's where I like to shoot when I clinching this tank. I would shoot here. Then this spot is penetratable if you have gold ammunition put on. So you can also shoot here, but I would recommend to shoot here. It is just easier to aim out for. Also, the commander hatch is, well, it has a medium size, so at close distances you will be able to hit it pretty good. Just don't shoot those sides here. The side of the tank, well, the sides are pretty good, except one thing, like if you are looking at it with no gold ammunition and you angle like this, you see it's pretty difficult to penetrate, except this spot. Well, this is one spot you can penetrate this tank, but where you can penetrate it even better is this spot. This is just, well, this under turret line and also this upper plate part. But if it's angled like this, you can easily penetrate it. So at distances, it is really difficult to penetrate because the lower plate is pretty small, and also this one is pretty small. So at long distances, it will be problematic for you to penetrate this tank. But well, to tank on this tank, you just it's well like pretty easy. You can just drive out, and then it depends on your enemy whether it will penetrate you or not. Just hide the lower plate, and also sometimes try to wiggle to like wait for a shot into the lower plate, but then it will be angled. And also side scrape on the tank, but don't over angle. As for equipment, I am putting a stabilizer on it and a gun rammer. You can put on a turbocharger in or a hardening. With hardening, you will have about 3000 HP. So I like to be faster, so I'm putting turbocharger on it, but you can also switch for a hardening. As for modernization, I'm using this one, then I would use this one. Here it's like again more view range or less RT stun. Here I would buff the top speed, and here I would actually decrease the dispersion during movement. But if you really want, you can just max out your HP. So that's it for this video. Like and subscribe, and bye.